In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit your site theme. So what you'll want to do is pull up your website so you can see what it looks like. It should look something like this. Mine has a little some changes because we did some examples in class. So it has the border, it has a gray heading, but basically yours should be a pretty boring page with maybe some links, and if you've done a post, it might show up here too. Okay, so then we're going to want to open up FileZilla, and we're going to want to connect to the back end of our site. So we're going to go to File and Site Manager, and then you're going to choose your site and connect to it. Once you get in there, you're going to go, you probably don't have all of these folders. You might have one that says, your website name.old. Don't click that. Just click the one that's your website name.com. Then once you get in there, you're going to scroll down until you find WP Content. And from there, Themes. And the theme that we installed was this one, the HTML5 Reset. So open that, and in here you're going to find all of the files that you need to create your theme. So let's just go ahead and start with Style CSS. So I'm going to go ahead and download it, which you can do by double clicking. And then I'm going to open up my text editor. So you guys are using Sublime. So I'm going to go ahead and open, on my desktop, I had created a folder, you guys did too, that might be on your desktop or maybe in your documents folder, but mine is called Media Web Tools website. So when I downloaded the file, you notice that not all the files are there because I haven't downloaded them all, but I did download the style sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. I'm going to separate it out so it's not in that. Okay, so now I'm working in my style sheet, and you can see that it's created, the theme has created some styles for you to sort of get you started. And then when it says, and here begins the WordPress fun, this is where you're going to want to put all of your styles that you create yourself. You won't always have to create those, you won't always have to put them here. They have already been created for you in some circumstances. So for example, if you want to change the color of your links from blue to something else, let's say you wanted them purple, then you could do it here. You don't have to enter like a new A tag down here and then style that. That's not necessary. But anything that you create that hasn't yet been styled, you're going to want to put it in here. We talked about in class the fact that the theme already has a wrapper. It created that for you, so that is what surrounds the entire site. So just to make this clear again, I'm going to go ahead and change this border to red so you can see what the wrapper encompasses. Now I've made a couple changes, and once I do that, I am going to need to put the changed file back online, and I'm going to do that with FileZilla. So I'm going to take this new file that I've just edited and saved and put it in here, and it'll tell you that this file already exists. Do you want to replace it? And yes I do, because I just made some changes. So then if I go back to my website and refresh, you can see that there's a red border around, and that's the wrapper. So you can see that the wrapper contains your entire site, and you can see that the links, instead of being blue, are now purple because I changed that. to get started, you will want to use the Inspect tool in Chrome, because that will show you what you have to style. Now, I've mentioned before, and I'll mention again later in this video, that you can also find all of this in your files. This is when you're sort of getting used to the files, you're not sure exactly what they mean yet. You can use the Inspect element to see what you have to style. So, for example, if I inspect this area, it'll highlight, so right here you can see that that is an H1, so that's something I could highlight. That H1 is contained in this header, which is then contained in the wrapper. So this header is something I might want to style, and you can see I've put a little bit of style there because it is gray, so maybe I want to do a little bit more to that. So let's go ahead and do that. And you'll see that's a header with an ID of header. So it's not a div, it's not a container. I mean, it is a container, but it's not labeled as a div. So when you go into your style sheet and you want to style this, you won't just put header, you'll put header and then the hashtag and then header. So let's make our background color something a little different, and let's go ahead and make our header taller so you can really see it. So let's change the height of our header to maybe 200 pixels. Let's go ahead and give it a border on the bottom. We'll do that. Maybe we'll give it a 3 pixel solid black border. And then we can make the text in it centered. Okay, so let's see what that does. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Then I'm going to open up FileZilla, take the file from my local folder and put it onto the folder online, replace it, and then refresh. And you can see that, we've now got a taller header, it's got a different color gray background, it's got a border on the bottom. So, you're starting to style things here. Then, you can see these are still kind of small. They don't really say much about our site, so we probably want to make those more prominent. So if I inspect this, I can see that it's an H1. So I have a couple of options here. If I want all H1s on my site to be the same, then when I go in my style sheet, I can just style the H1. If I only want to style the H1 in that header, then I would do it like this. Now, whatever I put here will only be applied to H1s that are in the header. So let's go ahead and make this font size pretty big, let's say 36 pixels. And maybe we want the color to be black. And then I'm gonna go, before I move it over, I'm gonna go ahead and see what this is, so I can go ahead and style that too. So I'm gonna inspect that, and it looks like that is in a container called description. And so I'm going to go ahead and style description. You can see it's a class, which means we're going to need a dot in front of it. So let's go back to our style sheet. And right here, because I'm trying to go in order of the page, I'm going to put this description class. And maybe I want the style of that to be italic. And maybe I want it to be bigger. Font size, maybe I want that to be like 24 pixels. And let's just go with that for now. And then we'll move it over and we'll see the changes. Okay, so find that, FileZilla, move it over, overwrite, and let's see what we got here. Okay, so you can see that we've made some changes. And so, you can do that for your entire site. That's, kind of the idea of this. So there's something I want to show you that we talked about in the beginning of the class, but we haven't really talked about since, and that is, if you want to have your if you want to have your posts on your homepage, or if you want to have your just a static homepage. So let's go to your admin, your dashboard, and sign into it. Okay, when you go to appearance and then theme options. Oh, my apologies, that's for the specific theme. Just go to appearance and then customize, which is right here. Then you're gonna have some options, the static front page. So I currently have a static page as my front page, which means this content here, because this is the menu. The menu is here, and I can show you how to change that as well. But this is a page I have. It's my about page. Now, if you want to have it be your latest posts, you can do that too, and it'll be like a blog, and it'll list all of your different posts. So you can see that I have a few posts. It's all examples that I've used in different classes. I recommend having a static page probably at this point, just because it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to style your page. And then it will allow you to do another page that has all of your posts, which I've done as my work. And if you don't see a page in here that you can use for your posts, you just need to create a new page. Okay, so I'm going to click out of there, and I'm going to show you quickly the menu here. So we may have talked about menus before, but just to make it a bit clear, because right now it's a little bit hard to tell what your menu is, because you have just this list here, and it's, you know, just kind of confusing. Nothing's really setting it apart. But you can see here that on my main menu, so for this theme, you are going to want to, you know, adjust this menu to whatever you want it to be. And I think it's given you sort of something that you can work with. I'm going to go ahead and remove these. And I'm going to put just my work, about Kristen, and then I'll put these test 2 and test 1 pages, just because I don't have any content in them yet, but I can go ahead and set them up. So I'll add them to the menu, and then I'm going to click navigation menu, and then I'm going to save it. And now you can see when I refresh, this is my menu. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to style it. You might want to put it so that it goes horizontally instead of vertically. And the way you would do that, so let's go ahead and inspect this. You can see that this is a list with individual list items. So if you want your list to be horizontal instead of vertical, then you'll need to style your list and your list items within the list. So you can go ahead and do that. Now, let's say that, you know, there's another page you want to create. Say you want to create a page that's like my multimedia work or something, let's just say, for an example. You can just add that new here. So you'll go to pages, and then you go to add new page, and if you want to add that, say you put something in here, obviously you wouldn't just put a picture, you'd put your work, but that's just an example. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this, just because what I want to do is show you how to get that in your menu. So then you can go to appearance and menus, and you'll say you'll check off my multimedia work and add it to the menu. And if you want that in some other place, you can just move it. If you have created, let's say an about page, but you don't want it to be called about you, maybe you just want it to be your name or something, you can change that. And then just save it. And when you go to refresh, you'll have this new My Multimedia Work page. The name of this page is changed. and it's ready for you to style it. So I'm going to end this video right here because I'm going to make the other videos more specific. So I'm going to show you how to do some other things in other videos, but I don't want this one to get too long, so you can more easily find your place if I break these up into different videos. So that is at least how you are going to get started, and we will move on in the other videos.